Okay, living out in the country, we don't tend to use timetables all that much because we tend to travel in our own cars a fair bit. About the only thing that we'd use out here are buses. Different in Sydney, particularly with the trains and the local buses there. So what we've got here is a fairly typical sort of country bus timetable. So once a day we've got a bus that goes from Sydney to Wagga, and we've got another bus that goes from Wagga through to Sydney. Okay, and now sometimes it'll be the same bus, and if you have a careful look, here you can see this bus here arrives in Sydney at 2:05 p.m. So we could then pick up the Sydney people and bring them back to Wagga. Okay, so it doesn't always work like that. Okay, so we're going to answer some questions over the page. Just one thing, that there'll often be things like an asterisk which indicates there's a 30-minute meal stop at Goulburn. Other times you'll see things like ARR and DEP for arrive and depart. Okay, let's just move it over to the examples. What time does the bus from Sydney arrive in Liverpool? Okay, so it leaves at 2:30 p.m. It gets to Liverpool by 3:45 p.m. What time does this bus leave Goulburn? Okay, now this is where this timetable isn't too clear. But remember, so this is probably the arrival time. This is normally, in a lot of timetables, that have an arrival time and a departure time. So there's a 30-minute meal stop at Goulburn, so it's probably going to leave half an hour after that, so 6:10 p.m. But again, it's not clear enough from that timetable. How long is the trip from Goulburn to Wagga Wagga? Okay, so from Goulburn to Wagga Wagga, you're going from 5:40 till 9:30. So again, using our turning that into 24-hour time, so we've got 21:30 minus 17:40. Okay, so that's going to be 3 hours and 50 minutes. Okay, part D, after travelling from Wagga Wagga back towards Sydney for 4 hours and 55 minutes, where is the bus? So this time we're on this train from, in other words, we need to find where are we 4 hours and 55 minutes after we've left Wagga. Okay, look, you could just go to your calculator. You could go 7:15, add the 4 hours and 55 minutes. So that's going to give us 12:10, and at 12:10 we're at Mittagong there. So we just write Mittagong. Okay, part E, Addison is waiting at Yass at 9:15 a.m. for the bus to Sydney. How long will he have to wait before the bus arrives? Okay, so he's going towards Sydney, so he's on this bus here. So he's at Yass. He's at Yass at 9:15. So we need to work out how far from 9:15 to 9:41. So we can just do 9:41 minus 9:15. Again, you can do that in your head to get the 26 minutes you'll have to wait. Okay, so here we've got a few different buses running down on the Great Ocean Road in Victoria. So you can see here's one bus trip, here's another one, here's a short one here and another one there. Okay, how long is the trip from Wye River to Lorne Hotel? So here's the Wye River, here's Lorne Hotel. So using any of those there, we can see that the difference in those times is 20 minutes. You live in Apollo Bay, up here, and have an appointment in Lorne at 11 a.m. At what time do you need to catch the bus in Apollo Bay? Okay, so the last bus that will get there before 11 a.m. is the 10:35. Okay, now, at what time do you need to catch the bus? So you can see this bus here, it arrives in Apollo Bay at 9:30, so it would have been coming from further up the coast. It arrives there at 9:30 and it departs at 9:32. So look, at what time do you need to catch the bus? So the best answer there is 9:30. You want to be there in time to actually get on the bus. C aboards the bus at Skeins Creek, okay, the third one there, and her trip takes 50 minutes. Where does she stop? Okay, so 50 minutes after there would be at 7 o'clock, so there's nothing there. 50 minutes after there would be 10:12, so nothing there. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. No, so 50 minutes, so 7 o'clock. So that's not looking good. That's 10:25. So she's arrived at Lorne there. At what time does the 2:30 p.m. bus from Apollo Bay get to Wye River? So 2:30 p.m. in 24-hour time is 14:30. We go down till we get level with Wye River. So that's at 1500 hours or 3 p.m. Where is this bus at 2:55 p.m? So at 2:55 p.m. that same bus was at Kennet River. Okay, here we've got a different sort of timetable. Basically there are flights from Sydney to Merimbula. There are 3 possible flights each day. They tell you the arrival and departure times there, and they show which days of the week they run. And similarly, we've got other flights coming back the other way from Merimbula to Sydney. Part A, how many flights are there from Sydney to Merimbula on Saturday? So Sydney to Merimbula is this top part of the timetable. On Saturday, there's only 1 there. In other words, these 2 ones here don't run. What times do the flights leave Merimbula for Sydney on Tuesday? So Merimbula to Sydney Tuesday, so we've got flights at leaving at 6:30, so that's NC114, leaves at 6:30. We've got NC118, which leaves at 11:05, and we've got NC134, and that's leaving at 15:50. You want to be in Sydney by 12 noon on Sunday. What's the latest time you can leave Merimbula? Okay, so we're leaving Merimbula. We want to be at Sydney at 12 noon on Sunday. The only flight on Sunday leaves at or arrives at 5:40, so way too late. So we've got to come up on the Saturday, and so the latest time you can leave Merimbula would be, so this flight on Saturday, which would be 15:50 on Saturday. So you're going to have to go up and spend the night. What's the latest flight arrival time at Merimbula on Friday? So the flights into Merimbula on Friday, the last one gets in at 20:25, so 8:25 p.m. How long is the NC134 flight from Merimbula to Sydney? So here's the NC134. We just need to go 1740 minus 1550, and that's going to give us 1 hour and 50 minutes there. Again, just did that in my head, so it might be wrong. Okay, Alexi's netball team flies from Sydney to Brisbane for a tournament. Alexis visited the Nelson Air website and found the following daily flight schedule. When does flight NA038 leave Sydney, and how long is the journey? So NA038 is this one here. So when does it leave Sydney? 10:05 a.m. Or you could just write 10:05, that's not a problem. How long does it take? So it gets there at 11:30. So look, you could do 11 degrees 30 minutes minus 10 degrees 5 minutes, okay? Or in your head, that's just going to be an hour and 25 minutes. What and when is the latest flight before 11 a.m? So the last flight to leave before 11 a.m, again, it's not very clear. I presume it's the departure time is the NA114. And when is that leaving? That's leaving at 10:40 a.m. Again, you could just write 10:40. The team needs to be at Sydney Airport 60 minutes before a flight takes off. When should they be at the airport to catch NA514? So NA514 leaves at 11:05. They need to be there an hour earlier, so they need to be there at 10:05 a.m. The team needs to be at the hotel in Brisbane by 12:30 p.m, and it takes 35 minutes to drive from the Brisbane airport to the hotel. What's the latest flight the team can catch from Sydney? So 12:30, take away the 35 minutes, so they need to be at the airport by 11:55 a.m. Now the last one to arrive before then is going to be this flight here. So what's the latest flight the team can catch from Sydney? So the latest flight is going to be NA038. Which flight takes longer to reach Brisbane than the others? Give 2 reasons why it might take longer. Okay, so we've got to work out the time for each of them. So this one here is an hour 25. That's an hour 25. That's an hour 25. That's an hour 30. So that one there takes a bit longer. That one there's an hour 25. That's an hour 25. Okay, so why could this one here take a little bit longer? Look, there's nothing immediately obvious, but I'd suggest maybe more trips in the middle of the day. So just the airports are busier, so that's one reason. Okay, what's another reason? Ooh, now I'm really stretching it. No, I've got no idea on another reason there. You'll have to look up the solutions. Remember, a lot of these questions aren't necessarily all that realistic. If it had been sometimes they'll stop over at another airport on the way, but there's only a 5-minute time difference there, so that wouldn't explain that. Okay, here we've got a train timetable from Goulburn to Sydney. So you can see we've got quite a few different trains running. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different trains you can choose going from Goulburn to Sydney. We'll just flip over and see the questions we need to answer. Okay, the first one. Wilder lives in Toolong, so Toolong is just here, and has an interview in Sydney at 9:10 a.m. At what time must he catch the train in Toolong? So we need to get there before, say to Sydney, before 9:10 a.m. So the only train that's going to reach there in time is going to be the 5:32 a.m. So you better get up out of bed early. How long is the journey? So we need to do the 8:12 minus that 5:32. Okay, so basically that's going to be 2 hours 40. Again, you could shove that into your calculator if you like. Okay, part B. What is the difference in the time taken to travel from Goulburn to Sydney on the 7:27 and the 8:17 train? So you can see this one here has a lot less stops. Okay, so it's going to be quicker. So the first train, the 8:27. So we're going to go. Sorry, I'll just get that up into screen. So I'll just go through that again. So the 7:27 is, most stations. Okay, it gets there at 10:12. The other one is going to skip quite a few stations, so it'll be quicker. So we just need to do 10:12 minus 7:27 and 10:54 minus 8:17 and see what the difference is there. Okay, so for the 7:27 we're going 10:12 minus the 7:27. Okay, so that's going to be equal to 2 hours 45, if I've just done that correct in my head. The other train, we've got 10:54 minus 8:17. So that's going to be 2 hours 37. Okay, so what's the difference? So the difference between those two is going to be 8 minutes. And I said, I just did that quickly in my head, so it might be incorrect, but the working is correct. Okay, Yuki travels from Penrose to Picton. So Penrose to Picton, I'll just move that up a bit. So she's going from Penrose to Picton. She's arriving at 9:08. How long did her trip take? So Penrose to Picton, arriving at 9:08. So she was on this train here. She got on at 8:03, got off at 9:08. So that's going to be 1 hour and 5 minutes. A train leaves Goulburn at 1:47 p.m. Liam wants to board this train at Bundanoon. What must he do first and when will he board the train? Okay, so if you have a look at the 1:47 at Bundanoon, okay, so you can see it's going to be there, but what does he need to do first? He needs to make a booking. Okay, these faster trains there, whether they're XBT or not, I don't know, but without a booking you're not allowed on them. Okay, what must he do first? So he must make a booking. What time will he board the train? So that's going to be 2:22 p.m. Sonia has been visiting friends in Moss Vale and is returning to Sydney. Which train should she catch and why? Okay, so she's in Moss Vale. Okay, so she's got a few choices, doesn't she? She's going right through to Sydney. Look, I'll just pick one of the quicker ones. Okay, so Moss Vale. You can see she can pick any of those trains there. Look, it's a bit of a funny question because it depends on whether she wants to spend the whole day there or not. Okay, I'm going to answer and say the 7:35 because it's late in the day but it gets us there quickly. You know, it's a bit of a subjective question. Okay, so I'm going to say the 7:35 with booking. And the reason I've chosen that is it's late in the day, but quick. There's no one right or wrong answer to that particular question there. Because, maybe she stayed overnight, she wanted to leave early in the morning. We just don't know.